These are the C&L Super Sport rear slotted and drilled rotors along with the matching pads, and this kit will be available for the 1994 to 2004 Mustang GT or V6. Now you guys should be checking out the C&L options here if you are looking for maybe one of the most affordable rear brake upgrades currently on the site for your SN95 or New Edge that will also look really good behind your favorite set of wheels. Now more importantly here guys, this is going to add some more stopping power for the rear of the car and will certainly make a great complement to a matching set of front rotors and pads if you've already added them. All right, so moving into our features block here, guys, and let's just call this what it is, a great low buck option for the SN95 or New Edge owners who might be looking for a subtle upgrade for the rear of their ride. Now, this is going to help improve, of course, the braking performance and stopping power, along with your appearance at the same time. Now, maybe you've already upgraded the fronts and you're looking for an affordable way to kind of keep the rears consistent. And if that is the case, then this again might just be one of the most budget-friendly ways to do so on the site, at least at the time of this video. Now that slotted and drilled design is done so in a way to help keep the rotor surface clean, keep those brake temperatures down, and ultimately help prevent that brake fade, which is a killer of braking performance. Now, as an added bonus, that slotted and drilled treatment offers a nice visual upgrade behind your stock or aftermarket wheels. I always like to say, think of this as a mod that packs equal parts function and form, which is not always easy to do, especially at this price point. But what do you say we dive a little bit deeper with the construction, and the C&L Super Sport rotors will start off life as a cast iron blank rotor, and then at that point they do receive that slotted and drilled treatment using precision machine rounded slots and beveled holes. At that point the entire rotor is finished off with a durable silver zinc plating, which will help prevent any excess corrosion on your non-friction related surfaces. Now this kit does also include the brand new set of C&L rear pads here, which incorporates a mixture of a ceramic metallic material. It's going to be a bit more aggressive than your stock pad, of course, but at the same time not nearly as aggressive as a carbon fiber infused or blended pad. So therefore I would say expect low dust, low noise overall here, but at the same time definitely expect a little bit more stopping power. Now this is a great time to mention, guys, there is a ton of positive reviews back on the product page from New Edge and SN95 customers, along with a ton of customer submitted images. So always check those out first if you haven't done so already. All right, moving into our pricing segment here, guys, and this kit is gonna land around 150 bucks at most, which I would say, again, is the most affordable of its kind currently for a complete rear upgrade. We're talking pads and rotors. Definitely more affordable than other options from Power Stop or Bear, while only being a little bit more expensive than maybe your generic parts store blanks and factory pads. So again, it's gonna live somewhere right in the middle there between some of your bigger brand name stuff and some of your OE equivalent stuff, and I think is gonna give you a nice little upgrade, but for not a whole lot of money. All right, now we want to segue into the install, and the site's going to call this one a middle of the road 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. About 3 hours or so, I would say, at most, to get the rear wrapped up from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
Tools required for this install include brake clean, a caliper hook, a caliper piston compressor, and 13 and 15 millimeter ratcheting wrenches. What's up, guys? Today we're installing brakes on our Mustang. First, we're gonna watch a quick uninstall video showing you how to remove your factory pads and rotors, and I'll meet you right back here for the install.
Now to uninstall the rear is very similar to uninstalling the front. We're gonna be using our 13 millimeter wrench to remove the 2 bolts, one at the top and one at the bottom of the caliper, and swing that out of the way so that we can remove our pads and then remove the caliper mounting bracket. Now before you go to take this off, you do want to make sure that your parking brake is not set to be on. So we'll go ahead and use our 13 millimeter wrench. And once you've got both bolts removed, simply lift up on the caliper and get it out of the way. Now we go ahead and grab our pads and simply slide them out of the mounting bracket. Now we'll use our 15mm wrench to remove the 2 bolts on the back of the mounting bracket and get it out of the way. Now with our caliper mounting bracket removed, we just grab a hold of our rotor and slide it off.
So now we're ready to install our new rotor. I've got this sitting backwards on the hub now so that we can clean this inner edge, and then we'll flip it around to the right way and clean the outer edge. So grab yourself brake clean and a microfiber towel and give it a good wipe down. And then flip it around. And then I'm gonna grab a lug nut and thread that on just to hold our rotor in place. So now we're gonna get our hardware installed onto our new brake pads, as well as lube our slide pins here. So grab a hand on the rubber boot and just twist that slide pin out. Just grab a microfiber towel, clean that off. Do the same thing on the other one. And then these clips are gonna press right onto the end of the pad, just like that. Do that for both of them. And then take the included brake lube. Just get a good bit on your finger. Lube up those slide pins. And then slide those back in. Press them down until that boot snaps around there. Then we'll just do the same thing for our other pin. And then we're just gonna put some grease right on the spot on the bracket where the pads are gonna slide. Just get a thin coating on there. And then do that same thing for your other bracket and your other set of pads. And now take your bracket, slide that over your rotor, and thread your 2 bolts in from the back. And then I'm gonna grab a 15mm ratcheting wrench and tighten those down. And then with that in place, you can slide your pads in. And do the same thing up front. And now we need to get a brake caliper tool to compress the piston on our caliper to make room for our new pads. So now you'll get a brake tool just like this. You're gonna pick the adapter that fits your piston best and then slide it on there. And now we're gonna need to compress that a little bit more to get that over our new pads. So just go ahead and set your tool up again. Now we'll just crank on that some more. So I need a little bit more here. We're not that far off. Just give that a couple more turns, call that good. And we'll try that again. And now we have the room that we need to get that over. So now I'm going to take my clamshell bolts, get those threading into my slide pins. You're going to have to fight that spring on those pads. Just give that a good push. And then you can thread your bolt in. And now grab a 13mm ratcheting wrench and tighten down your clamshell bolts. And now repeat that process on the other side. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the C&L Super Sport brake, rotor, and pad kit for the rear of your 94 to 04 Mustang GT and V6. Thank you for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.